What's up, Rockstars? Welcome to today's news video. I got some fresh news for you, some brand new unlocks, some new opinions on some things, some legal drama, and of course, fresh looks at what's coming up right now. Thank you to my channel sponsor Into the AM. As a company that believes hard work and a great product is a proper way to conduct business, I am delighted to have them as part of the channel. They have some of the coolest graphic t-shirts around and an absolute best fit and feel that has continually exceeded my expectations. With new shirts arriving all the time and other products like boxers, hats, and even a monthly shirt club, I wholeheartedly recommend them to you. Check out the link in my description of this video for an exclusive 10% off everything they sell. Before we get started, a quick shout out to my sponsor, Into the AM. They make cool shirts just like this. Go ahead and check it out in the description below for your 10% off with the code. Again, down in the link below. This is not necessarily a plug for there. I just got new shirts and they look cool. This is like a world peace thing. So he's got like an atom bomb or something like that in there. Anyway, Maladum Dungeons of Everon doing quite well. Really happy to see them doing well. This is from Battle Systems. It's based off the core space that they did for sci-fi, but this is for fantasy, and they've reworked it to really work with sci-fi. It's not like they're just like shoving the fantasy theme on there without any effort. I wanted to show you some of the new things that they've unlocked though, because if you do a little scroll down here, first of all, it comes with all this terrain. It looks fantastic, really good quality too. I've actually had their terrain for a while and it's fantastic. So this is some of the new stuff everybody's going to get here. We got a whole bunch of new characters and enemies and flying enemies and a bonus event cards and all sorts of equipment, and it's just a ton of gameplay stuff they're just still going through. And then if you get the expansion that also includes more like terrain and stuff, then you also get this kind of stuff here, which again is super cool to see. All the forge and prison cell and, you know, dungeon walls and prison cages and armories and whatnot. So just a ton of really cool stuff that they've been doing. So yeah, definitely take a look at what's going on there. Next up, Encounter Shattered Wastes. I've shown this before. I wanted to do an update. You might see I did up my pledge on this. When it comes to this, I actually broke down everything. I'll just kind of show you that in just a bit. But they're going to be doing these acrylic tokens, which they're definitely going to do. They're at 54,000 raised, super indie, by the way, so feel free to support your indies. And they still have 7 days to go, so they're definitely going to reach that at least. So they're going to have these acrylic tokens, which again look kind of like this, a smidge like that anyway. And then they're also going to be doing some more, you know, foil stuff and whatnot. But I actually went through and took a look at everything they give above this. And one of the things they did that I didn't cover very well is the legacy, or the journey mode, sorry, where they added 40 new relic cards and a way for you to like actually progress and grow as a character while you're going through all these bosses and getting equipment from them and then selling it off and doing various things with it. But if I look at the foil character cards, the 16 plus 16 acrylic standees for enemies and characters, the little custom box and all that stuff, the neoprene mat, the shattered dice and all that, I actually kind of like went through it. I was like, okay, let me actually see. First of all, I've begrudgingly done all-ins and like come on campaigns and just these big company campaigns before. And if I can do that, I feel I can throw a bone at an indie. But I looked in like the neoprene mat, 30, maybe 25, foil cards, let's say $10 for the foil character cards. Fantasy Shattered Dice, maybe $5. There's just 3 of them. Case exclusive box. It's hard to say. A slipcover maybe-ish, priced $5. And again, this is not even a great breakdown because it's a whole new box. Acrylic tokens and then the black core cards that they're going to be having. The acrylic characters, let's say we get 32 of them, all unique. I'd say it's about $113 of add-ons, and they're charging $125 total for the whole thing that includes the $55 game. So I said, I haven't even read the response yet. So here, you get to see it before. I haven't read it yet. I'm not going to pause the video to do it. But I think it's actually pretty good for what they have on offer once I break it down like that. I think one of the problems with a lot of indie devs, and it's a hard thing to do, is how to show it well. You know, I talked about that journey mode, and like they're unlocking it here and they're showing it off here a little bit, right? But it's just a little bit. And, you know, I think they showed it off in an update just beforehand, but you know, it's one of those things where it's just really hard to really show. I think, gosh, what is it? More stretch goals revealed. See, I can't even really find exactly which one. More journey mode previews. So here they're talking about, now see, it's not even that. It's one of those. I don't know. But that's kind of the point. It's like hidden in an update. And so it's kind of hard when you're scrolling through here as a new backer to see something where you scroll all the way down and you finally see here this journey mode, and that looks cool. But I didn't know there was 40 new relic cards until I saw this image of it, because I'd already read the update, which I can't even find right now, talking about how you get equipment from and stuff like that. It just, oh yeah, I think it was actually this video that does it. So anyway, I think they have a better product than they're even showing off, is what I'm saying there. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice Apocalypse. This will actually be Southeast Asia that they're doing. You're in pursuit of a rogue assassin, apparently. I like how different this looks like it's going to be. I think that's awesome. I recently unboxed all of the Assassin's Creed stuff. I was very impressed with what I saw. I think they did a very competent job in it. Not perfect, but very competent, very good. And the fact that they're doing an expansion that's so different, I think is very, very welcome for a lot of people. So that's definitely super cool there. And Poison Dice, I hate Poison. Hate Poison in video games and board games all around. Unless I'm the one doing the poison, like I did in what is it? I can't even think of it. The Spy, Slay the Spire. I think the second character you unlock, you can get these little, like, freaking shanks that can poison people and stuff. Eldfall Chronicles, Northern Wind. This is really cool to see. Again, super indie devs here. They just just wrapping up the delivery of their Eldfall Chronicles, which I actually covered, but I didn't cover as much as I should. See, the Eldfall Chronicles is actually the very first game I ever got from a dev where I didn't make a video on what I got. Since then, I get so many, it's not always the case. In fact, I never even promise a review hardly. It's almost always like I can show an unboxing. But there's just so many things coming out, and some people that want to show off stuff and whatnot, that it just takes a lot of time. And this was one of those cases where I was just getting into, like, tabletop war games again, and I wasn't prepared for, I guess, where Eldfall Chronicles was rules-wise. It's actually based off Infinity, for a large part. I had never even played Infinity before. I have now, or at least the core, core one, like the Killzone style one, the smaller version of it. And I really love it. But I wasn't in a good space for it, and I ended up not producing it. But it looks really cool, and I'm super excited for this because it's deep tactical combat dungeon crawl with premium miniatures. And when we say premium miniatures, they mean premium miniatures. These are fantastic. These are really good. Here's a better look on their website of some of the Northern Wind stuff. So you can kind of see some character designs and stuff like that. I think there's one image here. Here you go. Shows the box and another character here. Again, it looks fantastic. Very, very nice. These are some of their existing miniatures that they have, like, painted and stuff like that. And again, they are just really, really, really good. I mean, like, they are great minis. Very cool design, very cool world. They'll have cool abilities in the Eldfall Chronicles game. So I'm really glad that they're sticking with that IP, and I think it looks super cool. So again, all these are linked down below, of course. Okay, next up we have an update on STALKER, the board game. Awakened Realms is really good at incorporating the community in ways that don't cost them a lot. So it's actually a very easy win for them. So for instance, which one do you like? Again, I'll link down to this down below for you guys, but you can go ahead and vote. You don't even have to be a backer. It's not even out yet, but you can go ahead and vote 1, 2, 3, or 4 and find out exactly which one you want. Right now, 3 is winning, but it's not a huge increase over that, but that's the one that's winning right now. I actually kind of like that one too. I really like the rust on this one, but I don't like the sideways art myself. This, I think, is kind of a classic, and I really like the yellow-black kind of hue there, but it's also perhaps the most boring, and I don't like necessarily the empty space not showing a whole lot. This one has a bunch of empty space, but it's showing a whole lot. I think this one really sets a tone very well. And this one, again, same thing. I think it's very cool, but the negative space is perhaps a bit too negative for me. So I think 3 is a really solid choice. I can see why a lot of people are doing that, but I like a little bit about all of them too. But again, feel free to vote. I think it's cool they're doing that. The Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. I feel like I've been covering this forever. By Chip Theory Games, March 28th. So very soon, we're all going to lose a lot of money. I don't know how expensive this is going to be. I don't know how far in I'm going to go. I'm going to at least get the core. It'll be my first Chip Theory game, so let me know what I should expect. They have added a bit more. If you scroll down here, you get to see a little bit more of the actual gameplay, a little sneak peek here of some stuff. So that's really cool to see. Feel free to read up on this and have a little stuff. This CTG experience is very appreciative, by the way. Please feel free to read this. I think it's great. I really like this. Also understands that the pledge to one of our games is an investment of your time and money. And I really appreciate that they haven't lost sight of the consumer side of things and what that means for us. So super cool to see. Next up, the Origins Lit had an issue where they were taken down for copyright infringement. Now you might be wondering, what do people copyright, like putting LEDs on a table? Like how can you copyright a table? What even is that? Well, turns out that Wyrmwood, at the end of their campaign, blocked the Origins lid, and by the time this went out through the legal system, I don't think it was like super targeted, like time-wise. It just happened to be that way. But they served it, but I don't know. You gotta like talk to their lawyer. I know Wyrmwood has a lawyer on hand. And then, of course, you had to, like, serve the official letter to Kickstarter. But as far as I'm concerned, I believe Kickstarter then just automatically does it until things settle out, right? So I think it was pretty automatic after that. Either way, this was after their campaign even finished. But what happened was everybody got an email. Every backer got an email. And so everybody was kind of worried, like, hey, what's going on here? Well, it turns out it's for this right here. These 2 images are from Wyrmwood. Now, the issue here is essentially what they're trying to say is this may look different, but this incorporates everything that you would see here, right? So like the tray or whatever this is, or, like all the various features that this does equals this. This is really what they're trying to show. And they blurred this out here again because they don't want to, like cause themselves any more trouble. But it was very much kind of what I felt is a big, kid bully tactic, where the big company decides to bully the smaller company and needlessly. So Game Theory Tables had 604 backers. Now that's respectable, and I'm congratulate them on that. And I think they're going to have 604 very happy backers. So like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I guess my point is that Wyrmwood is like at 1.8 million raised just for pre-orders. I mean, like they are definitely the larger one here. And to take down an entire campaign and worry 600 people because they use 2 images to compare to the competitor is, I think, rather pathetic. They do it here too, by the way, but luckily they weren't dumb enough to try and charge this one too, where they use their logo, which technically would be copyrighted. This right here is copyrighted. But that's the point. One of the great things about this world is you can compete to other people. Here's an example. Game Brigade, you might know him. You've probably seen him on the channel, Brian, a few times. I've been on his channel a few times. He lives very close. We talk all the time. And he is doing just today at the time that you're seeing this video, actually. So I'll go and try to link to that below too. A rebuttal or a counterpoint or a response video to my video, I believe about creativity, I think is the one he chose. And he asked if that was okay. And I told him, I was like, of course. Like why couldn't you respond to me? And I don't know if he's going to use bits of my video or whatever, but that is total fair use. You could take my video and counterpoint it all you want, and it's my video or my images or whatever. Like that's how the market works. It's how competition works. It's how it's how the law works. Like what they did was totally free use to say, hey, this competitor? Well, here's our thing. And you can say, hey, this competitor, all you want. It's how it works. So it's really sad to see the abuse of the legal system to try and instantly take down a competitor from that is smaller than you. I think it's a very, very bad move. I think the more proper thing, if you were honestly concerned about a smaller time company maybe using your stuff in a way that you don't like, is maybe reaching out to them. Maybe, having a conversation. Hey, we see you're comparing your stuff to that. We don't really like to use like this exact image. Can you maybe take your own image and do that, or so, like do that as opposed to the serve legal? I don't know. It just seemed rather pathetic. Moving on from that, Zombicide White Death. This is coming out soon. You guys know that. 12,000 of you have already signed up. It's going to sell like bonkers. Fantasy plus Zombicide. What's not to love? I mean, they are fantastic stuff. They actually now have this as a game box right here. And I was trying to see here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But normally, isn't it 6? So I'm trying to see, where's the 6th person? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I missing it? Is it like this guy wave? Like what? No, that's just his hair. Like I don't see a 6th person. And normally Zombicide is 6 people. I believe normally each game comes with 6 characters. So it's kind of interesting to see 5 there. You can kind of see unless maybe that's him up there. Though I was thinking that's actually the Abomination. And that these are like the normal guys here. So I don't know. You let me know. That's interesting. They did show another one right here that they've, this is actually based off the animated Netflix series named after the same thing. It's named after like a long-term character that's not Netflix origin, but the anime is, and the character looks like that. They put him in different armor and stuff, but Zombicide does it all the time where they take like pop
icons and then just model it. It's both cheap for them to do and kind of fun for consumers to experience. So I don't have any issues with that really myself. But yeah, very cool. I love, again, that he has those 3 swords. I think that's cool. Definitely a cool character in general, I feel. A little bummed about this flat part here that, like, I guess his leg is, like, I don't know where his leg goes there. Like, why does he have no leg? Like, is this like a tube that he fits into? Like, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird that it then just cuts like that. It seems odd to me, but what the heck do I know? Anyway, that's coming out soon too, guys. And that's all I have. That's the update right now. Again, trying to keep these shorter for you guys so you can get the news, get up to date on all the big things really quick, follow the links to whatever you need to, and then go about your merry way. So, go about your merry way. Have a great one. Take care, guys.